At cheer camp last summer, they won the title of Camp Champ. Beautiful, gorgeous. Yeah. What other adjective do you want to use for this day? Over 200 of these Mini Coopers are in town, halfway through their coast-to-coast trek. Details unfold in the McCook presumed murder case that leaves the family of a 14-year-old girl in shock. Mother Nature squaring her shoulders, and she's shooting threes today. 3 digits out there. So because of that, we're going to fire it up in about a minute. Something smells good, right? It's a mouth-watering recipe. See, April flowers bring May showers. May showers bring what? June, like it is going to be today? It's now considered a 2-alarm fire at that apartment complex that you mentioned. The latest source of renewable energy, and it may not be the last for central Nebraska. Guess the story there, you know, close to 60 in January. How about these guys driving with no windows at all? It was a scary afternoon at the Lincoln racetrack after 6 horses collide. Fire crews from 6 different areas around Avoca watching. Neighbors do come together. We're going to talk about ways that we can reduce the risk of breast cancer by changing our diet. When they think about homeless people, what comes to mind? And talk about traffic. Look at these Mini Coopers. Lincoln is being invaded by these things. More than 200 of them. What's the Coop Scoop? We'll tell you in a live report from downtown just ahead as First News Nebraska continues. All right, and what is a fireworks live shot without actually lighting some off? Earlier today, we lit off the Sea Monster and then the Rattler's Wrath. This is the high and mighty. Scott's going to let it fly, and we are going to say Happy New Year from First News Nebraska. Here we go. Let's just take a look. Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to you. Why do you get all the cool things to do?
You know, I'm just lucky. We're in the top 5 nationally for best drivers. Accident frequency went into this thing. Also some insurance premiums. Who can we talk to about this to get some reaction? Yo, taxi! Yeah, Vanessa, and the residents of the house say a 14-year-old boy and a fire extinguisher saved the day.
Yes, the main thing is everybody got out safe.
So you didn't quite make the cut. I'm bad choice of words. Can I have your attention, please? Everyone, I know you're disappointed. You want it to be that brilliant tree with all of the lights on you and the ornaments and bringing all the Christmas cheer.
My goodness, what is that guy doing? He doesn't know what's going on here.
Oh, yes, I do. These are the Christmas tree leftovers. They need a pep talk. So you didn't quite make the cut. I'm bad choice of words. So you didn't make it this year.
We've sold trees every day since we opened up in Friday right after Thanksgiving.
Kent Pryor of Pryor Pines says the neighbors of these trees sold a lot. In fact, it was a record year for his Christmas tree sales.
I don't know the exact number, but just by the indications right now, we've sold more trees this year than we ever have.
Hang in there.
I hope he's making them feel better.
11 months tops.
We sell all the trees that we have. We never have to cut any down just to dispose of them. So if they don't sell this year, we do our best to make them saleable for the next year and put a tag on them, and generally somebody will buy them.
I know you all were looking forward to wearing that garland and having the bright lights on you and the star on top and the ornament.
We never have to dispose of any of the trees. The trees that you see that aren't cut this year will be there next year, and I'll do my best to trim them up again and make them look better.
All right, you heard the man. Hang in there, buddy. Hang in there, buddy. Hang in there, buddy. Hang in there, buddy. Yeah, Vanessa, can you believe it? We're in the top 5 nationally for best drivers. Accident frequency went into this thing. Also some insurance premiums. Who can we talk to about this to get some reaction? Yo, taxi! Yeah, we're going to take this to someone who really knows about driving. Russ has been driving a cab in Lincoln for 13 years. So, Russ, what do you think of this? 5 in the nation?
I've driven in a lot of different towns, including Kansas City, Los Angeles, down in Tennessee, and I mean, it doesn't compare to Lincoln. I mean, Lincoln drivers are laid back, and they watch out for people.
Wow, I thought you'd be telling me stories about people cutting you off and that you're really surprised about this high rating, but you're not at all.
No, all it is driving, getting along with the people, and watching where you're going. And Lincoln does that really good.
Wow, there must be something to this. I know the police chief sure thinks so.
4 out of the last 5 years, we've been successful in reducing the amount of accidents that have occurred in the city.
Does it surprise you that we're number...
Oh, no, not at all.
Midwestern people are used to driving and just being courteous to other people.
Well, Vanessa, I tried hard to get at least 1 or 2 people who had a negative spin on this, and I could not find one. So I guess there's some validity to the fact that Lincoln is safe and it's loaded with courteous people. In Lincoln, Bill-Steckis, 1011 News. Vanessa, do you want me to pick something up for you while I'm out? Back to you. Good afternoon, I'm Bill-Steckis. A middle school is put on lockdown as police search for a gunman. 1011's Cassie Anderson is live at the scene. Cassie, what's the latest? All right, Cassie Anderson, they're live near 8th and G. It looks like cloudy skies after a few sprinkles today. Winds are picking up. Brad's in with a quick look at our first forecast. How you doing, Brad? All right, so extra glue on the toupee today. In other news, early voting numbers are up this year. The Nebraska Secretary of State's office reports Nebraska's 3 largest counties, Lancaster, Sarpy, and Douglas, have seen more early voting numbers. Nearly 20,000 have sought early ballots in Lancaster County. All 3 counties say this election's early ballot requests have already exceeded those from the 2008 general election. A sergeant mother is charged with 2 counts of felony child abuse following a crash in August that killed one of her daughters and a friend. 28-year-old Amanda Wilder was south of Miller on U.S. Highway 183 when she lost control of the truck she was driving. It rolled, ejecting 3 of the 4 people in the truck. 11-year-old Destiny Wilder and 24-year-old Rebecca Veeder died at the scene. Amanda Wilder and 8-year-old Montana Wilder were treated at a hospital. None of them were wearing seatbelts. An Omaha man faces up to 20 years in prison after a boating accident leaves 1 person dead. 22-year-old Sean Salisbury is charged with manslaughter after his boat collided with a person who was tubing at Woodcliff Lakes near Fremont on July 9th. The passenger was later pronounced dead at Fremont Medical Center. Salisbury's arraignment in Saunders County Court is scheduled for November 13th. A 42-year-old man will go to prison for 30 to 35 years for raping a 9-year-old boy in Hastings. Luis Gonzalez Hernandez was sentenced yesterday. The victim testified he was home alone with Gonzalez Hernandez when the man grabbed him, carried him to a spare bedroom, and raped him. The boy says his mother came home and found the 2 in bed together. A jury convicted Gonzalez Hernandez of first-degree sexual assault of a child.
Road, so be careful.
Yeah, we will be. But you know, on a lighter note, why we got all that wind.
Why is that?
On the heels of the debate in New York, all that wind from the 2 candidates.
Politicians, is that what you're saying?
Already hitting us in Nebraska.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's scientific. You know what?
I'm sure it is.
All right, more scientific
I'll do some
stuff.
research on that.
Yeah, we will. All right, diet and lifestyle choices have long been a factor in some cancer cases. And since Breast Cancer Awareness Month this year, you've got your pink, I've got my pink here, right? We're going to talk about ways that we can reduce the risk of breast cancer by changing our diet. And here to talk more, Hy-Vee dietitian Karen Kuzma. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, what do we got here?
Well, there are a lot of tumors or slow the growth of breast cancer tumors.
And you got a magic recipe here that has all this encompassed.
I do. Also, we've also got some berries, some honey, some milk and yogurt, and make muesli. Have you ever had muesli before?
Never had muesli. No, it smells good though.
It's delicious. And I have a lot of my customers who say, oh, I don't.
Alrighty, we'll stick that in there.
Requires some serious mixing skills.
You know what? I brought them today.
Good.
All right.
Sounds good.
We really appreciate it, and I'm actually going to eat this, right after the show. So I'm going to be healthy too.
Sounds good.
All right.
Good.
Well, thank you very much. We're out of time, and we'll be back in a moment with a final look at your forecast. Well, the latest, I just talked to Jason Stilley of the Lincoln Police Department. He tells me that an elderly male is on his way. It's a 12-unit apartment. Now, we've confirmed that It's contained to one unit, maybe some spillover to the others, but I can tell you that 12 fire units are here. It's now considered a 2-alarm fire at that apartment complex that you mentioned, Erica, at 27th and E. Crews got here at about 5:45 this morning. 7 crews are here, 3 medic units. One of those medic units is taking an elderly male to the hospital right now. Joining us is Vicki Grossenbacher, who lives in the apartment building. What a way to wake up early, and we appreciate you coming.
Yeah, well, I was...
Not the way you wanted to kick off the weekend, but you're safe, and it looks like this is contained to one apartment, so that's good news for yours.
Yeah.
Well, and thank goodness that the weather is good, because you're out here, everyone's out in their pajamas. All 12 units were evacuated. Vicki Grossenbacher, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And with that, we'll just reiterate that the fire broke out about 5:30. Shortly after that, crews came to the scene. 12 units, no cause yet because it's early, and one elderly male is on its way to the hospital. If we get any more details, we will certainly bring them along to you. A rare look at a blanket bounty of white that dresses the city after a stormy night. Street signs are powdered with puffy snow, and the trees bellow with a flawless flow. Snapshots of houses, quaint and cunning.
It's white stuff all around you, which is stunning.
And the visions that even a skeptic would strike contrasted with the majestic man on a bike. And if you ask him of a painting that from a storm grew,
it's rather beautiful when you look at it from an aesthetic point of view.
And what's a snowstorm without a snowman standing in a Rockwell neighborhood with a blue sky landing? Driving on any of the tree-laden streets brings once in a sometime sights that greets those who wax in holiday visions avow.
It feels like it's supposed to be Christmas right now.
And it's quite a puzzling thought, all of this. White lightning could come to produce such bliss. But the aftermath of such a deliberate storm leaves city trees majestic in rare winter form. Trees on the premises of businesses and the picturesque ones on private land give visions and thoughts of a storybook.
I really like the trees, the way the trees look.
Snow-covered plows leave a rare sight of a vehicle resting after a long working night. Bushes mushroom giving frosty fodder to those who wonder how this could come from water. And with the sun's blessing with just a touch of heat.
The sun shining on them makes them look pretty neat.
As those trees sparkle in the sunshine all aglow, basketball hoops stand filled with snow. Business signs are no escape from the snow that would so elegantly drape. And the trees in all neighborhoods, high and low, shine with pride, all covered with snow. It's as though Mother Nature in this aftermath says, this is my gift for putting up with my wrath. Well, Dave, police are still on the scene, and they say they will be for a while after a shooting that left this neighborhood shocked and a boy without a father. Neighbors hear gunfire amid the sound of fireworks. Witnesses recall the account that flared up after a hit-and-run incident involving an 8-year-old boy escalated.
The mother of the child comes walking down the street and she gets in an argument with her neighbors, and there's a little exchange of words, and she said, "You have a price on your head," starts walking off, and then he pulls out a gun and he's like, "Bring it."
The boy was treated for scrapes on his head and knee. At this point, 41-year-old Orlando Cifuentes and at least one other man got out of a black SUV.
Shots are fired from a person who got out of that vehicle at Mr. Robinson and at the residence. Mr. Robinson then is returning fire.
The return fire killed Cifuentes, the father of the 8-year-old boy. 23-year-old Robert Robinson is charged with felony hit and run. He's not a suspect yet in the murder. Police are being careful of any further charges at this point.
It's really early to tell.
Police say with over 100 witnesses at the scene, it will take time to thoroughly investigate the shooting, adding with tempers flaring and emotions flying.
We're probably lucky that we don't have more people hurt as a result of this.
Now, the 8-year-old boy is fine. He was treated for scrapes on his head and his knee. However, 18-year-old Matthew Guerra is in serious condition at the hospital. He was shot in the calf during the fray.